Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be looking at the Solaris Pro fuzz pedal from Flattley Pedals. Boutique fuzz pedal with a boost made right here in the UK. Let's just get into it. So for me, fuzz is one of those really funny things where I felt I could never really get the best out of a fuzz pedal, and as a consequence of that, I just didn't like it. I didn't like the sound. I just didn't understand why some people would prefer a fuzz over, like a lush overdrive or distortion. And I've tried all sorts over the years, and sort of every 6 months or a year or so, I would go back and try another one and think, I just don't get on with it, until this thing was put in front of me. And I have to say, I approached it with the usual skepticism that it's just, I'm going to sound rubbish through it. It's just another fuzz pedal. How many fuzzes are there? Ooh, don't bite my head off, fuzz lovers. I know there's some really good fuzzes out there. So I am converted now. And largely, solely thanks to this from Flattley. I don't even know kind of how to say how it went about. I think straight off the bat, the reason I got on with this one is because it just sounded and felt and played smoother and didn't seem to fall apart like a lot of other fuzzes I've used. Now, I know there are fans of that kind of thing, and that is fine. I'm just not a good enough player to get on with that, and it sort of isn't really in the kind of style of stuff that I play. So with this thing being a bit tighter and smoother than I thought was possible from a fuzz, and again, I haven't played them all, but from what I was playing, which obviously didn't agree with me, I was really impressed with it, and that was all before I hit the onboard boost, which goes even further, tightens things up and brings in a bit more of an overdrivey type fuzz. And chatting to Paul, it turns out that this is a silicon based fuzz, not a germanium. And again, I'm a little bit green on the fuzz thing, and that is probably as divisive as a split window camper van and a single window camper van. So if you are a fan of one of those, let me know. But for me, I'm certainly in the silicon camp, in Silicon Valley, but not Silicon Valley. I'm here in the studio. So in the intro jam there, thanks Elevated Jam Tracks, we're going through a very lightly driven RD Dualist. And I say lightly driven, sort of at the point of breakup and then running the fuzz over that. I'm using a little bit of reverb from the Dualist, and I used a carbon copy in the effects loop, a nice analog delay. Now it's a shame because I got my carbon copy and then realised that Mr. Flattley also does a rather special analog delay that I got to play, and I wish I'd have got that instead. But hey, it is what it is. So for the purpose of just generally demonstrating some of the tones available in this with no other effects, I will be running through the Brelliott SCS50 Trailblazer. Perfect pedal platform amp. It's just clean. So much headroom. And putting something like this through it, you'll really hear what the pedal sounds like, and hopefully I can do it some justice. So the controls and the layout of the pedal, it's pretty simple, as most pedals are, but don't let that fool you. It is extremely well packaged in this beautiful housing that I believe was hydro dipped. But the new ones, so this one is obviously blue. The new ones, I believe, are oil slick, and I'll put a photo of what they look like perhaps up here. It's a really cool finish. When he came down to do the pedal day here, he actually bought some of the new ones down, and they look really cool. So in terms of what's on the front of it, well, you got your on-off clicker and your boost clicker. You can engage the boost without the on-off. It's not something that I'd really do. You buy the Ace tone booster for that. The really cool thing when you activate these is, instead of an LED coming out, LED? Did I say that right? LED. Instead of an LED blinding away in your eyes, you just catch those at the wrong angle. If you've ever done that, you know exactly what I mean. But instead of catching those at the wrong angle, the toppers, I'll see if I can get that in there, they have a white plastic halo around there, and when you activate one or the other or both, these things glow and they look so cool, like UFO kind of cool. There's no other word for it. A, they're not going to blind you if you catch it at the wrong angle, and B, I don't know if I've seen anything else like that. And they come with the toppers on, with the logo and the boost writing anyway. And then the other cool thing is the knobs, I believe, are pretty unique to Flattley as well. So you've got volume, get this right, was that sustain? It is. And tone. So, and as you can see by the dials on them, they actually start at the bottom. That would be your 0, and then you wind it all the way up. So, and then on the back, you have your in, your power, and then your out. So, it's pretty simple stuff. So with that in mind, let's just run through some of the tones and see how much sustain or gain is in just the fuzz side of it without the boost. Now, what we're going to do next is just run through the tone basically and see how variable that can be. Some people really like it when you go all the way up and lose all the bass frequencies. It's kind of a cool thing. Sounds a bit like an AM radio. Somebody, I guarantee you, somebody watching this will know the technical term for that and correct me. And please do let me know down below. So let's just hear the range on the tone part. Now, the boost. I'd say the fun part, but the whole pedal has been an absolute joy and very, very fun to play. So, the boost now. Let's engage the boost and run back through some tones with the boost on. So looking at all those, I think you'd be hard pressed to disagree if I said there's a lot on offer in the one pedal, in this tiny little box. What I'll do now is I will run the risk of copyright, and I'll just play some of my favourite tones that are just so easy to dial in with this. And that's no mean feat, because again, me being me, I don't or haven't found fuzz pedals traditionally that easy to dial in something that I like. So let's hope I don't get pinged for this. lastly, what I will do is set this up with the analog delay again and some reverb, and have it so it's set up as a purely lead thing. Now I know you got a big taste of that in the jam track at the start, but hearing it in a mix is one thing. Hearing it on your own, like if you're in a bedroom or studio or whatever, it's something else. So let's have a listen to this if you're playing it with, like I say, a bit of analog delay and some reverb on there. Well, that's it. I don't know what else to say other than, wow, what a pedal. I'm lost for words. It was a pedal that I thought I might like or might not. I had this discussion at the front of the video. I wasn't a fuzz player. And I actually messaged Paul to tell him this thing is now essentially living on my board, and I've gone between having it as a bit of an always on thing for drive, for like a fuzzy drive, but certainly with that boost engaged, it's become that lead tone for doing like little octave runs and things like that. And I could not believe that. I'm not saying you can't get a good sound out of a fuzz pedal, because probably a lot of you do, but I couldn't believe that I got a good sound out of a fuzz pedal. I'm still in a little bit of disbelief over that. I don't know how it happened other than Paul's magic and mastery in this pedal. So for me, I don't do ratings, but if I did, that's a 10 out of a 10 pedal for me. Just for if it can make a simpleton like me sound that good through this pedal, somebody who really knows what they're doing will sound even better. So for up-to-date pricing and things like that, head over to the Flattley Guitar Pedals website. I think you can actually buy direct from Flattley website as well. And I would definitely recommend, if you haven't, go down the rabbit hole, see some better players than me, play this and enjoy. And hopefully we'll have a lot more Flattley related content on this channel very soon. Until next time, thanks for watching and take good care.